Hello and welcome back to another one of Paul's beer reviews. Hope you're doing well today. I've got an IPA to review for you tonight from Hackney Church. Love Hackney Church. If you're not familiar with Hackney Church, they've been around for a few years now. Well, not a long, but 4 or 5 years or so. They've been knocking it out. They're doing really good stuff. Really good stuff. Big fan of theirs. I first came across them London Craft Beer Festival about 2-3 years ago, I think. And the first beer I had from them was their Halo, which is their Hellas Lager, which is absolutely terrific. And their Superfly West Coast IPA is another really good one. They do a St. Clement's, which is a wheat beer. They do some really good beers, really worth checking out. I know Simon from Real Ale Craft Beer Guide and Paul and Michelle from Rate My Beer have been doing some work with them lately. So yeah, definitely worth a look. But I'm a big fan. I get them in at the bar at work quite a lot. And this is their new one. And it's a wheat IPA, and they've brilliantly called it Weetafix. Love that. This is an IPA coming in at 5.5% ABV. The branding on that is brilliant. Borderline naughty. I hope they've got away with this one, but that's brilliant. Weetafix, 5.5%. It says, Weetafix is a bold IPA with a creamy base of malted wheat, delivering a silky smooth mouthfeel and a fluffy white head of foam. Bursting with the vibrant hop trio of Idaho 7, Kahir Nelson and El Dorado, Weetafix is a juicy delight filled with flavours of tropical fruit, citrus and a hint of pine, all wrapped up in a hazy golden pour that's as inviting as the first rays of morning sunshine. Have you had your Weetafix? Yeah, brilliant. I love that. The branding's fantastic. The hop combination really interested me. So I got it in at work. So I'm going to have a crack at this and see if it's as good as it looks. So a wheat IPA. I like my wheat beers. I like my wheat IPAs. Hoping this is going to be another good one. Like I say, I don't think I've had a bad beer from Hackney Church yet. I am a fan of what they're doing over there. Let's leave that brilliant can there so we can see it. But here is the IPA. It has got a haze to it, not completely hazed. It's not full of oats or anything like that, so there is a slight bit of translucency to it. Decent levels of carbonation. You can see that kind of rushing up the middle of the glass. It's hanging on to sort of a half a finger of a white head. But yeah, it's got that slightly hazy amber look to it, pale gold. Let's get me snouting and see what the aromas are telling us. And to be honest, past the hops, that initial sort of slightly pineapple-y, stone fruity hit that you get from the El Dorado in particular, there is a considerable wheat note to it on the smell. That's got to be very deliberate. But yeah, it smells good. Like I say, tropical notes and a definite wheaty note. Let's get stuck in. Cheers. Oh, I like that. That's nice. That's very nice. It's light. 5.5% is kind of, it's borderline pale ale IPA territory. IPAs really want to be going from 5.5% upwards. But it's light bodied, which makes it very drinkable. There's a very light body to it, which makes it ridiculously drinkable. It's almost like drinking squash. Nicely carbonated, not overly so. It's not a big, heavy, gassy affair. This is quite a smashable one. It's a beer you could get into trouble with. Going on my first mouthful, this is the sort of thing I could find myself sitting there drinking a few of on an afternoon. Very drinkable, very light, fresh, floral, citrusy. Oh, it's got a really nice, light, juicy. It's very approachable. This is a really easy drinking IPA. And there is just a subtle bitterness at the back end. I mean, they described it as piney. I think it would just, they would need to have cranked up the Nelson a little bit just to kind of increase that piney note. But it is there. But it doesn't want to be too piney. I think that's what makes this a really very drinkable beer. There's a touch of a finish to it rather than being overly bitter. They've gone for the light floral wheaty, and there is a kind of cereal, kind of almost bready character to this beer. It's just ridiculously drinkable. The conditioning of it as well. Look at that. Excuse me. This is very, very good. Again, from Hackney Church. Oh, that is going down far too easily. Far too easily. I was thirsty, but that is perfect. I love it. I do. I love the mouthfeel. I love the lightness of the body. I love how drinkable it is. I love that slightly citrus zesty feel. There's almost like a touch of sort of lemony, almost orange note to it. It's very, very refreshing. It's a proper thirst quencher, this one. Really, really nice. And it has got like a smooth body. You can tell there's a considerable wheat content in the malt bill, which makes it controls the carbonation. It's light in body, but not watery. So the wheat is adding a considerable amount. So it really coats your palate, but not like thick and almost claggy, like a big sort of double oat heavy IPA or something. This has a lighter, maybe more approachable, I guess, style to it. It's really, really nice. And this is going to be gone in no time whatsoever. I really like that. That is another absolute cracker. God, that is drinkable. There is, because a zesty sweetness to it that's just like, really, really thirst quenching. I'm not sure what I'm doing with my hand there. Really thirst quenching. Really, really thirst quenching light IPA. I like that. I'm surprised it's 5.5%. It almost drinks like a good session IPA. As I say, it's a bit too strong to be in that category, but it reminds me, it's reminiscent of a decent session IPA. Like I say, it's light, it's floral, it's zesty. It's crazy drinkable. Love the body on it. It really is a beautifully made beer. Brilliant. What a beer. Another absolute cracker from Hackney Church. Beers with branding that good don't always translate. They're not always as good when you drink them. And I think this is an exception to the rule. The branding is spot on and the beer is spot on. And that went in, what, 5 mouthfuls? Something like that. No time whatsoever. I think that's a brilliant, brilliant IPA. I really, really like that. That is probably one of the most original IPAs I've drunk for a long time. But everything about it was subtle. Everything about it was subtle and approachable and very drinkable. That's just a beautifully brewed beer. Excellent stuff from Hackney Church. I love that. Weetafix. Wheat IPA. Hackney Church have knocked it out of the park again. I love that. Go check it out. Check them out. I'll put a link to their website in the description box below because they're well worth a visit. I've not had a bad beer from them yet, and this is just another one to the list. Weetafix. Hackney Church, great beer. I really like that. I've got no complaints with it whatsoever. This, with a bit of sunshine in a beer garden somewhere, would be absolutely perfect. I've got no complaints with it. Has it blown my mind? I feel like I'm throwing out 10s. I'm being very generous to breweries, but I feel... I don't see why I wouldn't give it a 10. I've got no issues with it. I think it's a 10 out of 10. I think it's another cracking beer. Not that it matters. No one really gives a shit, but I enjoy doing it. It's a 10 out of 10 for me. It's just another really, really good beer. There isn't anything I would have done differently with that. I think that's terrific. Weetafix, Hackney Church, 10 out of 10 for me. That's 2 in a row, 10 out of 10. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the review. Give it a thumbs up if you have. I do appreciate it. Till the next one, you take care.